Welcome to the fastest daf in town. Today on this Gittin daf Ayin Dalid. We're going to begin on Ayin Dalid Amud Aleph by the new Mishnah. Says the Masnisa. How is it Gitich? A person says, I am giving you a get. However, it's Almanas Shetitin Li Masayim Zuz. And we're going to focus on the words Almanas on condition that you give me 200 zuz. So it's a good get, provided that she must give it. Let's say he makes a stipulation that you have 30 days. If she does give it within those 30 days, it's good. Otherwise, it's not. Is a story with Sidon. It's important to remember that place. We'll probably see that in tomorrow's daf. That this person said to his wife, that this is your get, on condition you give to me a cloak. And it got lost, this cloak got lost. You can give its value. Even if you don't give the actual item, the value of the item is also acceptable. Says the Gemara. My vetiten. What does it mean? And she must give it. So we have a machlokes. Rav Huna Omer v'hititain. Rabbi Yehuda Omer likashititain. So it says Rashi v'hititain tanai ba'almahu. This is like a condition that was made by the man. And when you mekayim the condition, igali milsa, then it becomes open and understood and revealed to mishas nesina gitahavi, that it became a get retroactively at the time of the giving. The whole almanas me'achshavhu. Whenever you see the word almanas on condition, it's like you're saying that you want it to be chal right now. So that's what it means. That's if you hold the titain. Or kashet. Maybe it's only a get once she actually gave the money, but until she gave the money, not. So what's the nafgamina? My binayu. And the truth is, you could probably come up with other nafgaminas over here. Let's say she had tashmish in the middle, whether or not she was an ish. Okay. Ikbinayu shinikareya haget. Let's say the get got ripped up, or sha'avad, it got lost. So what is the difference if that's what happens? Rav Huna Omer v'hititain, that it was a get already l'mafreya, and it's suchim in a get sheni. You don't need another get because she was makabel this get. She already received the get. Rabbi Yehuda Omer kashet suchim in a get sheni. The get was only chal when she actually gave the money. At the time she gave the money, it was lost or stolen or burnt up. So therefore, you need another get. Tanan nami gabi kedushin. This Gemara is almost verbatim to Masechtas Kedushin. Ki hai gab did not. Ha'ayimil isha, you say to a woman, Har mikadeshes le'amanash titin loch masayim zuz. I'm gonna marry you on condition again that I'm gonna give to you 200 zuz. Harihu mikadeshes v'yitain. So it's a good kedushin. You have to give it. Ve'imar mai v'yitain. What does it mean? And he gives it. So Rav Huna Omer v'hu yitain. He gives it, and ever the kedushin was chal again l'mafreya. They are married, but only at the time that he actually gives the money. So what happens if she married someone else? She did kedushin in the middle. So Rav Huna Omer v'hu yitain tanaba almahu v'kayim tanai v'ozol. So since it was a condition, so the condition was chal. And therefore, because of that, she was married to the first guy, and therefore that she was makabel kedushin from someone else, that's not a kedushin. Rabbi Yehuda Omer l'kashiyitin l'chiyoyev lahu dahavi kedushin. Tashel havi kedushin. The kedushin is only chal once the money was given. So therefore, before that, she was not married, and therefore she was makabel kedushin from someone else. She's going to be taka married to the second guy. The question is, why do we need these two cases? Again, this is verbatim Masechtas Kedushin. Diashmin and Gabi Kedushin, Bahakam Rav Huna. Maybe only there does Rav Huna say when it comes to Kedushin Vutitin, that it's like it works right away. Gabi Gerishin, So what is the reason why? Misham de lekruva kasi. You want to bring her close. Therefore, Rashi says, Hilkach miyakshav karmela mishashachavitz ba. You obviously want to marry her. So since you want to be connected to her, so therefore you want it to be chalav immediately. Avagabi gerishin rachaka kasi. Here you're distancing yourself. And Rabbi Huda. Maybe you don't want to distance yourself so fast, and therefore maybe it's later on. Maybe only there does he say because he's not embarrassed to collect money. Where there is the potential embarrassment to collect, says Rashi, lo kasef lemitba ma'oisav. When it comes to this case, again, vihi titain, so she's giving the money. Moisav hilkach lo tzarchle lemitle gita b'matan mois. The get isn't necessarily connected to the matan mois. Umiachshav karmula, and therefore he's saying from now. Okay. So, because she's the one that's giving the money by Gershon. Okay. So he doesn't mind collecting the money, but for him to give the money, so maybe again the din is different. V'yashmin and gabi kedushin b'hakam Rabbi Yehuda l'kashiyitain, only when you actually give the money, get the money, when the man gives the money, mishum diksipa lemitve, because again he's embarrassed as far as the giving of the money. Of a gabi gershon lo kasav lemitve, he's not embarrassed to collect the money. Yashmin and gabi kedushin by gabi gershon. Yehuda it's because you're making her go far away, and therefore you don't want to be chal so fast. Or you want to marry her quickly, and therefore maybe you want it now. The truth is, those strichas, it's almost like you could have inferred each one. They're really the same thing. Person says, I'm giving you a get in condition that I give you $200. Even if the get gets ripped up, Osha, but it gets lost, Migareshus. She's considered to be divorced. However, it can even before he gave the money, it's Migareshus. However, she didn't marry anyone else until he actually gives it. So that's an important point. On condition that you give to me 200 zuz, umes, and the guy dies. So nasna, if she gave it before he died, in a zukukol yavam. Lo nasna, but if she didn't give it to him, zukukol yavam. So again, we see it's happening afterwards. Rabbi Shimon Gamliel, the truth is, she still has the ability to give it to, even not to him, to his brother, to his father. One says it's dafka to me. You have to give the money to me, not to my yorshim. We see clearly it's a tanai, so it's a kashan Rabbi Yehuda who says it's l'kishatitin. It's only afterwards. So Amach Yehuda Hamani Rebbe he the Amar Rab Huna Amar Rebbe Kolim Ramanaska Amar Makshav Dami Yopliga Rabbanon Lehevi Under Rabbanon. So it's this shita that says, as we mentioned before, anyone who says Almanas is Kaimer Makshav Dami, and therefore when it's keel like he said Akshav, it's a get. So since he said Almanas, it's chal right away. That's only according to his shita. However, I hold it to Rabbanon. Okay. Fine. Weiter. V'yam Rab Zera ki havin bebavel or in Bavel I'm reading Hadi Am Rab Huna Im Rab Kol Im Rab Naskam Ramak Shav Dami Pliga Rabban Alel. Rabban argue with it. Ki Saliki. When we went up, Ashkachte Rabbi Asi, we found Rav Asi the Yosef you sitting V'kaimer Mishmid Rav Yochanan Hakol Moedim. No, everyone agrees. The machlokes is not whether or not Almanas come Akshav. The actual machlokes is when a person says the words my hayoim, that the divorce should be today, which sounds like now, And then you say la'achamisa, which is not now. And of course, we know ein get la'achamisa. So the question is, what exactly did he mean by that statement? As we continue to ayin dalad mabez. V'hasanya, this is to prove it, but Rashi says, me'ayom la'achamisa get v'enu get divrei chachamim. And the reason why is because we don't know, is it a tanai or is it chazar? Is it that he's changing his mind? He was originally said hayoim, but they said no, you let the get be only lachamisa. So the ain't get lachamisa. So since we don't know the situation, we say get v'enu get. Rabbi Yomi is a get. Rabbi holds it is a get because according to him, he's of the opinion that it's a tanai. Or Rabbi Yehuda, the Amar al Balmanas pligi, he says the argument is Balmanas. So if they're arguing there, why don't you liflik Balmanas? Why don't you tell us the machlokas is there? Why would you tell me everyone who holds Almanas is a Tanai? If in fact you argue there, so why would we say that machlokas is Miyom Achamisa? Mention the machlokas of Koyim Almanas Kamer Machshav Dami, the Rebbe, because that will actually show the strength of Rebbe. So maybe we should argue about almanas, which shows the strength of the rabbanon. We'd rather mention the koyach of heter, which is that Rebbe holds kol imer almanas is machshav dami. Therefore, it's a get. And also in this case, miyom achamisa, we also say it's a get. So it's a kula. Why is it a kula? Because we're allowing her to get remarried. So therefore, that's the reason why we mentioned that case. Question 9. Tanya, says that so get v'enu get. Divrei chacham, Rabbi Yomer because a get. Amaylo pligi b'omer almanas shiomos. So either Rav Huna misham demar rabbanan, everyone will agree because they get misham the whole omer almanas kamer machshav dami. Everyone holds. If you say the words almanas, that it's like you said it now. So the reason why they don't argue there because there is no machlokas. Rabbi Yehuda says is because we'd rather mention the koyach hatera to say that Rebbe holds that even in this situation, even in that situation, it will be a good get. Fine. Question TA13. Get the eno get. Rabbi Omer is a get. Fine. So it's not machlokas. Be'eza oifen nechol Rebbe Rabbanan l'kul yama ima get chal mi'achshav. Be'eza oifen pligi amaroi b'gemara. I got this right. So mimba yom achamisa kol yama pligi. Almanas pligi b'gemara. Okay, it's a little difficult to understand that question, but that is what they're looking for. TA 13. That was TA 13. Write that there. And then we have TB 13. So it's machlokas. One Mandir says lo mahani o de titin li lo mashmo yarshai. When he says give it to me, it means only me, not to my yarshim. Or almanas la me'achshav dami v'im titin achshav havilei get li'achamisa. Just a second reason. It's either because he holds li is lo li'arshav, or he doesn't necessarily hold that TB13 that when you say almanas, it means achamisa. Okay, right. All right. So then the Gemara says almanas shetitin li mekan v'ad shoshim yom. So you have 30 days. If you do it within 30 days, it's good. If not, not. So for the Gemara pshit, that's obvious. So madatema kapeda lav kapeda. He really doesn't care about the 30 days. He's just trying to push her along. Kamashmon, he's makbid. So my Tana the Kasi, what's he coming to Gatani? What's he coming to teach us? So in this Maisa. So there's words that are missing, and this is what you're supposed to read. It's the liti. If you're on condition, you give me my cloak, the of the it's the lito, and it gets lost. Then it's the liti dafka kaimer law. He's saying it's exactly that. I wanted this particular coat, this cloak, and therefore, if it's not here, then it's not it. We can't. It's not a divorce. No. You can even give its value. On condition you give me this cloak. So according to this, it's actually a machlokes. If you lose the cloak, if you can give the value of that cloak. Person says, on condition, here's your get, on condition give me $200. So, v'chazer v'amrullah, and then he says to her, Mechul imloch, a Michael. Basically, he sounds like he changed his mind, as though to say, don't worry about it. You don't have to give me the money at all. Mahu. So Tibur Rabban Torah Shavuel. Tibur Rabbanon, Adkana Kama Rabbanon Hasam. The only time Rabbanon say you have to be exact with the amount with the cloak. Ela delo achol gaba. It's because he wasn't Michael the cloak, and therefore if the cloak was lost, you can't give the money. He's Michael. He says, don't worry about it. Change his mind. Therefore, it shouldn't matter. They should be divorced. Maybe the reason why Shmuel said this is because she's at least given something, but over here she's giving nothing. So the din is it's not an immigration. A person says to his friend, you'll not get any hana from me. If you do not give to my child a certain measure of wheat, a certain 2 barrels of wine, so you're not allowed to have any relation with this individual until he actually gives it. Even in this situation, Rashi says, he could remater this nether by himself. You don't even need it. Why? So therefore, it has the din of mechila. So hachi hashta. You can't compare the two. Hasam was siur kavachamen, v'ot siara. Over there, maybe the intention is to cause pain. Hacha mishim der harvachahu v'halu itzrich. It's because he has this extra, then he now doesn't need it anymore. So that is the chiluk. He wanted, perhaps, when it comes to get, to pain her by a get. And if he's Michael, he isn't paining her. So it doesn't work. And it's not a get. Mashin came in the dark. It's clear his intention was to cause her tsar, to cause her pain. So the fact that he's Michael, he isn't paining her. So therefore it doesn't work. Okay. However, in this other case, it's harvacha for the child. A person said to their sharecropper, everyone can draw 3 times the amount of water. And they can take 1/4 of the profit. However, you delay arba, you can take 4 amount of water, and you can get actually 1/3 of the profit. Well, Saif at the end, Asa Mitra, the rain came, so it didn't do it 4 times. Says Rashi, Bizman Hashka Harvit. Rabbi Yosef Haloi Dala. So says Rashi, V'shakal Eloriva Kimin Hagamakim. He only takes 1/4 like everyone else. Rabba Emer Hal Itzrichale. This we don't need, says Rashi. Mazal Garam. It was his mazel that caused it. Lame Rabbi Yosef the Omer Kurabanan, that it's Dafka. Varabba the Omer Kravashim and Megamil, that even Damel, even its value. But Tizbra, but Kaimel and Hilchas Akavas and Rabba. Uvaha in Halach Kravashim Megamil, El Olam Kurabanan. Rav Yosef Rabbanon, V'Rabba Omer Lach Anna the Amri Yafil Rabbanon. I can only him too. Ad Kan Lo Kam Rabbanon Hasam El Del Sur Kamachavet. Over there is trying to cause her anguish. Avahach Misham Harvachu V'Halu Itzrich, as we said before. Tanan Hasam. B'Rishayin originally Haya Nitman Yoim Shneim Aser Chaydish Kadesh Hehi Cholut Lo. A person would hide. Well, before we go right, let's look at this Rashi. L'sura Achavi, the stam megarish as ishto, mitaych evahu megarsha. He's upset. Hilkach misafgam rinan l'sura Achavin. In doubt, we assume that he's causing pain. Vo talinan l'meimar l'harvacha Achavin l'kula. Therefore, we're not going to go makel and say it's just l'harchava when it comes to that. All right. So Haya Nitman, says Rashi, Hakaina Bias Be'ir Chayma. If a person purchases a house in a walled city, Haya Nitman Yoim Shnei Maser Chaydish. He conceals himself during the 12th month. Shelo Yimsenu HaMoicher Loses Ma'oisav Kadeshei Cholotoi. Since you have up to a year to get your field back, so the Lokeach would often hide themselves, so that this way the person wouldn't be able to see him. So that's what was the problem. Again, so let's say this again. They would hide themselves, so this way, again, he wouldn't be able to redeem his field back. So his skin, he used to throw literally the money into the lishka, and this was a way of fixing things up. And he would literally break his own door and enter. The imosai shiyirtza haloy yavoy, when the loikech wants to come, the yitos ma'isa, and he can take his money. Yamarava misaknasa shel hillel nishma. We can understand the harizegitech hamanash titan lemasayim zuz v'nasnala, and it was given to him midaitoi. So if she gives it migreshus, al karcha, if she gives it against his will, and migreshus, min israchlei lahilo l'tekune nesina bal karche tahavile nesina. The fact that he's saying that this giving, even if it's forcefully, it's considered to be a valid giving. Again, this is comparable to buying back your field. Ayin ham and alf l'chalal the alman nesina bal karche lo yahav nesina. She can't forcefully give him the money for the get to be chal. Maybe only in this situation, when it came to the house, that for the within 12 months you can redeem it. That even though you don't want to accept it back, it's considered mesina, but not by get. So Maskar Papi Itema Rav Shimi Barashi maybe the takana was even not in front of them. Says Rashi ki hacha she'enu b'lishka abu afanav ben medaita ben balkarcha having a sina. However, if it's in front of the person, even against their will, it's in a sina. Based on Hillel's takana, if he says you should get on condition you give me 200 zuz, but nasnaloi, and then she gives him the money, even if he's not happy about it, she forcefully gives him the money, hamnasina. So we see that taka does work. And his takana was not in front of the person. But if it's done in front of that individual, even without a takana, it would still work. So maybe even in front also, like you can't forcibly give someone else money. The Hillel madi itzrach talking, and whatever he was able to masakin, that's what he was masakin. So that's again a question whether or not the woman can forcibly give the money, whether or not that's considered to be a proper nesina. Okay, let's see if there's a question on this. No, not on TV, and let's see. Maybe question 15. That's tomorrow's daf. Adkan.